Everyone ready?
Yeah.
All right, good morning. Harris County Sheriff Ed Gonzalez here with Chief Harrison from Precinct 1, Harris County Constable's Office under Constable Rosen. This morning at approximately 3:21 a.m., we received reports of a drive-by shooting near this location at the 11,100 block of Cora Lane. Our unit was pretty far from the location, so as they normally do, as our public safety partners, Precinct 1, assisted us with that call as we were en route. They were able to get there a little bit sooner than we were. Upon arrival in the area, they spotted a vehicle that was parked across or near the location adjacent to the initial call of the drive-by shooting. It drew their attention. It appeared that there was someone in the vehicle, but the vehicle was all blacked out, no lights or anything. As soon as the Precinct 1 deputy started to move towards that vehicle, the vehicle took off from the location, and the Precinct 1 deputy began to follow. There was a very short pursuit. That location is very close to here, as I mentioned. So at approximately 3:24 a.m., just a couple minutes after, is when it was reported that the vehicle was refusing to stop as it was coming northbound towards the tollway. Right after, on the other side of the freeway here, on the other side of the tollway, the suspect's vehicle crashed out at the location. He exited. We believe at that point it was reported by one of the deputies that the male was armed. The male began running on foot as units began to arrive in the area, both our units and also Precinct 1 that had initiated the pursuit. They came to this location as they continue to follow right behind. At that point, it was reported that the male was still armed and had began firing shots. Two Precinct 1 deputies, one lieutenant and one deputy fired shots, as well as two of our deputies returned fire as well, striking the male. The male was subsequently pronounced deceased here at the scene. What we do know is that the two from Precinct 1, one of them is a 30-plus year veteran, I believe 38 years of service. He's a lieutenant. The other has 1 year of service. And then for us, the two deputies have 6 years of service for one and 2 years for the other. At this point, Harris County Sheriff's Office Homicide and Internal Affairs are here to conduct parallel both criminal and administrative investigations, as well as the District Attorney's Office will arrive to conduct their investigation as well, independent of our investigation. But that's the initial information we have right now. All of this is still preliminary. We're just trying to give the basic facts that we have right now. And of course, this is still subject to change once we're able to review camera footage, interview more people and all that. It's always possible that some of this information may change as we become more informed. We're just gathering the very initial information. Chief Harrison, did you want to add anything?
I just want to agree with what the sheriff just stated. The way he explained it went exactly that way. At this time, we're going to be further investigating it. So, of course, there's going to be additional information that we'll obtain through video and through information. We do have witnesses, so we'll have that conversation later. But at this time, what he said is where we're at.
Thank you, Chief. And we always appreciate Constable Rosen's team, Precinct 1. We're always out here together, and in this case, they were assisting us again with a call for service. The initial call was a drive-by shooting. There are no reports of any injuries at that location. We don't know if they fired towards the house or just fired in the air. We do not know that. That'll be part of the investigation as well, but no one was hurt from that initial scene that we know of, and no reported injuries to any of the deputies from either agency here at the scene either. Briefly in Spanish, I don't know if anyone's in Spanish here. Esta mañana recibimos una llamada en la calle Cora Lane, que está cerca de aquí. Era un reporte de que alguien había disparado hacia una casa, una vivienda. Entonces nosotros con nuestros compañeros, los constables del Precinto 1, pudieron llegar ellos antes. Vieron un vehículo que estaba a cruzar la calle o muy cerca de donde pasó el otro incidente. Cuando se acercaron al carro, el conductor huyó de la escena, vino para la parte norte hacia acá, chocó, se bajó de su carro, reportaron en ese momento de que tal vez estaba armado. le dieron seguimiento a ese individuo, llegaron nuestras patrullas, 2 oficiales de la agencia del Harris County Sheriff's Office y también 2 del precinto 1. Al llegar aquí se reportó que el hombre comenzó a disparar a los oficiales, ellos pudieron también dispararle al individuo y el individuo fue baleado y murió aquí en la escena. Esto va a ser una investigación muy completa de parte de nuestra agencia, del alguacil del condado de Harris y también de la fiscalía, de la oficina de KHOU también. Entonces es lo que vamos a investigar. En este momento todo esto es preliminario, información, no tenemos todos los datos completos, la investigación todavía se tiene que tomar y podemos después dar y hablar con más detalles. Any questions? I'm sorry? There is a gun here at the scene near the individual's body, so that'll be part of the scene investigation. I'm sorry? I just looking at it from a glance, I haven't gone into the crime scene itself. I could just see it at a distance. It looks like a semi-automatic pistol of some kind, but it's far away, so that's just preliminary. It's just looking at it from a distance.
And are you considering him as the suspect in the drive-by shooting? I know he was near the scene.
Yeah.
Is he directly related?
That'll be part of our investigation as far as, connecting all the dots, what initially happened with that scene, the initial call for service, what prompted that. To what was this individual doing there? It's by an elementary school, is what I'm told. So I don't know how close that is. I haven't been to that scene. So just to kind of find out what was happening with this individual, why his vehicle was darked out. He was in a vehicle at that point at around 3-something in the morning outside of school and then fleeing and didn't stop. So all that will be part of the investigation. We don't know yet this person's direct connection to that drive-by shooting. So at this point, we're just going based on the sequence of events as they happen.
So who called in the drive-by shooting?
We don't. Somebody reported it, a homeowner, a resident, or somebody in the area.
Not necessarily somebody in that house.
I don't know if it stemmed from somebody inside the house or a neighbor or someone else.
And then as far as the 4 individuals who discharged weapons, are you saying that the people who actually hit him were both sheriff deputies, or do you know who actually made contact, who actually killed him?
But we don't know. Four deputies fired shots. 2 were with precinct 1, 2 were with our agency. We don't know. They all discharged their weapons. We don't know who struck him or not. That'll all be part of the investigation. But 4 did fire their weapons. That'll be part of the Harris County Institute of Forensic Sciences.
Do you have an ID on them?
I'm sorry?
Do you have an identification?
Not yet. That's handled through the Institute of Forensic Sciences as well.
Could you tell us anything like race, age, gender?
I'm just looking at a distance. I haven't gotten very close, but it appears to be a Hispanic male. It just seems kind of medium heavy built, a little bit, and I would guess 30s to 40s maybe. But again, all that's still preliminary. That'll be part of our investigation, identifying who this is and his connection to this house and what was he doing out there. We don't, other than he was in close proximity. Now, it's possible that I don't know what information they garnered from that initial call for service, and so that'll be determined if this individual matched that description and all of that. So that'll be part of the investigation. At this point, we can't confirm that, other than him just being. I believe they said it's almost across the street of this location, but I haven't been out there. But it's very close proximity to the initial call for service for the drive-by shooting that was reported.
About 3 minutes or so when someone out in the drive-by shooting to a precinct 1 hospital, spotted a suspect here.
Correct. Yeah, when they were arriving on the scene, yeah, the initial call for service happened at about 3:21 a.m. Then the pursuit began at about 3:34. And around 3:38, just a couple minutes after, he crashed out on the other side, and then the foot pursuit continued at that point. And at some point, it was reported where he started firing shots at them, and they returned fire. Is the preliminary information we received.
But it's not like a bunch of people hanging out at 3 o'clock in the morning, and then
No.
It seemed like the law enforcement folks clearly thought he was the guy.
Correct. That there was some connection to it because his vehicles are darked out. It wasn't like there were multiple people out there or anything. They just wanted to kind of find out what he was doing out there. They're arriving at a high risk type of call, and he took off pretty much immediately and fled the scene and didn't stop. So we don't know why he did that, if there was a connection or if it's a totally unrelated situation he was involved with or just being out there at that time. But to be parked out of school at that time, you know, was highly suspicious.
How many witnesses were here on scene?
I don't know. I haven't made to that initial scene yet, so I don't know what information, who they've talked to about the drive-by shooting or
But
anything
there
like
are
that.
witnesses.
It's my understanding, but I don't know what they saw or if you just heard. You know, I don't know how much information they have. That's it. Thank you all.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Any updates real quick to our